If there were something that could ease your joint pain, calm down inflammation, help you sleep better, and move more freely every single day, without popping another pill, would you give it a try? Hi, I'm Dr. David M. For over 30 years, I've dedicated my life to studying arthritis, clinical nutrition, and helping people over 50 live better, longer, and stronger lives. I've seen it all, from retirees still hiking mountains, to grandmothers who couldn't even bend down to tie their shoes without wincing in pain. And what breaks my heart the most is this: most of them believe that medication is the only option they have left. But here's the truth modern medicine has proven, and very few people ever talk about. The right nutrition can reduce inflammation almost as powerfully as medication, and sometimes even better, when paired with healthy lifestyle choices. When Eileen first came to my clinic in California, she was 62. Every morning, she had to pop an ibuprofen before she could even get out of bed. Her left knee was so swollen she couldn't climb more than 3 stairs. Even twisting the cap off a water bottle was a challenge. I guided her through a small but powerful shift: white heavy checkmark, cut out red meat. For just 4 weeks, white heavy checkmark, add lentils to her meals 3 times a week, along with leafy greens, turmeric, and chia seeds. The result: after 8 weeks, she cut back her medication by 80%. She could cook for 30 minutes straight without pain, and yes, she could climb stairs again, without gripping the handrail like a lifeline. A 2020 study from the University of Pennsylvania found that a diet high in plant-based proteins and low in animal proteins can reduce inflammation markers by up to 49% in people with rheumatoid arthritis. Magnifying glass tilted left: the truth about arthritis: it's not just aging. Let's get one thing clear: arthritis isn't simply about getting older. It's a storm of factors: chronic inflammation, autoimmune responses, lifestyle choices, even emotional stress. Every time you load up on sugar or red meat, right arrow, your body releases inflammatory cytokines. Every night you sleep poorly or stress too much, right arrow, your cortisol levels rise, slowly weakening your bones. Every day you sit still too long, right arrow, your cartilage dries out, like a sponge squeezed dry and left to harden. But here's the good news: some small, affordable, easy to find foods can become your secret weapon to take back control. Brain Why plant-based protein is a game changer for joint pain. White heavy checkmark, lower in arachidonic acid, a fat in animal products that sparks inflammation. White heavy checkmark, rich in fiber, stabilizes blood sugar, less cytokine release. White heavy checkmark, packed with antioxidants, flavonoids, isoflavones, polyphenol that fight oxidative stress. White heavy checkmark, loaded with healing nutrients, omega-3s, magnesium, folate, vitamin B9, all scientifically linked to reduce joint inflammation. Pushpin. Another study from Harvard Health Publishing, 2022, shows 1 serving of lentils a day can lower C-reactive protein, CRP, a major marker of inflammation, by up to 32% in people over 60, after just 6 weeks. Speech balloon. Wrapping up part 1, preparing for the 4 natural healers. In the next part of our journey, I'll walk you through spoon lentils, the humble little bean that's a powerhouse for joint healing. Bowl with spoon chickpeas, not just for hummus, but your golden shield against chronic inflammation. Chopsticks tofu, the underestimated plant protein packed with natural omega-3s. Seedling chia seeds, tiny black gems overflowing with anti-inflammatory magic for aching joints. And now, let's kickstart our healing journey, starting with our first little warrior, lentils. Brain: doc, how come my knees hurt less just because I started eating lentils? I'll never forget that question from Frank, a 67-year-old former bus driver from Austin, Texas. When he first came to see me, Frank could barely step off his bus without grabbing onto the door for support. He was taking pain meds religiously, from NSAIDs to milder anti-inflammatories, but the pain still clung to him like a shadow. I suggested a small, simple shift: skip red meat 4 days a week. Swap it for lentils. Nothing fancy, just simmer them with some onion, garlic, and carrots. 2 months later, he walked into my office with a huge grin. Doc, I climbed the whole overpass near my house, without stopping. Herb lentils, small, but mighty. Lentils are one of the oldest foods known to humanity, dating back over 8,000 years. Across India, the Middle East, and the Mediterranean, lentils have been cherished as a sustainable, affordable, and nutrient-dense food source. But here's the hidden gem: lentils aren't just good for your wallet, they're phenomenal for your joints. Microscope why lentils are a game changer for arthritis. 1. Clean protein. Without the inflammatory price, a lot of people think, I need more protein to strengthen my joints, time to eat more meat. But here's the catch: red meats like beef and pork are packed with arachidonic acid, a type of fat that triggers your body's inflammatory response. Lentils, however, deliver high-quality plant protein, 9 g per 100 g cooked, without stoking inflammation. Pushpin. According to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2015, diets high in plant-based proteins cut C-reactive protein, CRP, a major inflammation marker, by up to 33% compared to diets high in red meat. 2. Magnesium. Nature's muscle relaxer. Doc, my neck and shoulders are so stiff when I wake up. I can't even turn my head. I've heard that story hundreds of times. One sneaky culprit: low magnesium levels. Magnesium helps relax muscles, dilate blood vessels, and ease nerve pain, all crucial for arthritic joints. And guess what? Just one serving of lentils packs about 36 milligrams of magnesium, a gift for older adults who often fall short on this mineral. 3. Blood sugar stability. Secret weapon against inflammation. Spiking blood sugar isn't just a diabetes risk, it also fans the flames of joint inflammation, every time you eat highly processed carbs like white bread or sugary treats. Your body pumps out insulin, and with it, inflammatory chemicals. Lentils, thanks to their low glycemic index and high soluble fiber, help keep your blood sugar steady, and your joints happier. Pushpin. Harvard Medical School, 2017. People who ate lentils 3 times a week had a 27% lower risk of developing new arthritis symptoms compared to those who didn't. 4. Folate, vitamin B9, the homocysteine sweeper. High levels of homocysteine, an amino acid in your blood, are linked to increased joint inflammation, cartilage breakdown, higher risk of heart disease, a big concern for arthritis patients. Lentils are packed with folate, delivering 45% of your daily needs in just one cooked cup, helping your body keep homocysteine levels in check. 5. Potassium, the natural debloater. Doc, my hands and feet get puffy by the afternoon. That swelling? It often comes from sodium retention. Potassium helps flush out excess sodium through your urine, naturally reducing swelling and easing joint discomfort. And yes, a serving of lentils gives you almost as much potassium as a big banana. Fork and knife with plate. The easiest way to eat lentils for joint health. You don't need to be a gourmet chef. Just half a cup dried lentils, 2 cups water or broth, 1/2 red onion, 1 minced garlic clove, 1 diced carrot. How to make it: rinse the lentils, toss them into a pot with the water/broth and veggies, bring to a boil, then simmer 20 to 25 minutes, season lightly, toss in some spinach or kale, a dash of turmeric, and a sprinkle of black pepper right at the end. Boom, easy, delicious. Anti-inflammatory magic. Catherine, an Irish grandmother living in California, came to me leaning heavily on a triple point cane. She had chronic pain in both her hips and wrists. We worked together. White heavy checkmark. Cut back dairy and processed meats. White heavy checkmark. Added lentils to her meals 4 times a week. 6 weeks later, she called me, crying happy tears, "Dr. David, I forgot my cane at home today. And I still walked just fine." It wasn't magic, it was her body healing itself. When given the right tools, lentils aren't just food, they're a natural prescription for joint recovery. Affordable, no prescription needed, no nasty side effects, just consistency and trust in the small changes that add up. 1 bowl of lentils a week. A small step for your knees, a giant leap toward a life without constant pain. Up next, if you think lentils are powerful, wait until you meet our next superstar, glowing star chickpeas. The golden shield for your knees and spine. Collision, the food most people only think of as salad decoration, but after working for 3 years at a senior rehabilitation center in New Jersey, I saw it transform the lives of dozens of arthritis patients. Chickpeas, also called garbanzo beans, are one of the strongest natural shields we have to protect our knees, spine, and connective tissues from chronic inflammation. Brain. Why are chickpeas such a game changer for arthritis? 1. Clean plant protein, rebuilding muscles and joints. Every 100 grams of cooked chickpeas packs a powerful punch, about 19 grams of protein. That protein does three critical things: repairs the muscle fibers surrounding your joints, preserves healthy cartilage, strengthens the muscles that support your knees and spine. Pushpin Arthritis Foundation, 2022, maintaining strong muscle mass helps reduce stress on inflamed joints, especially knees, wrists, and the lower back. 2. Polyphenol, nature's anti-inflammatory heroes. Chickpeas are rich in a group of antioxidants called polyphenol, including camphorol, quercetin, and myricetin. These powerful compounds neutralize free radicals, reduce inflammatory responses, protect your connective tissues. Pushpin NIH Study, 2020. A diet high in polyphenol improved mobility by 36% in arthritis patients within just 12 weeks. Pretty incredible for something you can scoop out of a can, right? 3. Vitamin C, the forgotten key to smooth joints. Most people don't realize this. Chickpeas are a hidden source of vitamin C, which your body uses to make collagen. Collagen is the soft cushion between your bones. Without enough of it, your joints grind together, like sandpaper on sandpaper, causing pain and stiffness. Signs of low collagen: every step feels like walking on gravel, achy back when you stand too long, trouble bending over without pain. Pushpin Journal of Orthopedic Research, 2019, low vitamin C levels are linked to a major decrease in collagen type 2 density in the knees, a key driver of pain and joint stiffness. Carla was a retired teacher living in San Diego. For 3 years, she couldn't even bend down to tie her shoes without wincing. Every morning started with a meloxicam pill. Just to survive the day, I suggested a small, steady change. Swap out processed meats for chickpeas, nothing fancy, just a few scoops a day. At first, she laughed. "Doc, chickpeas? You really think these little beans are going to help my knees?" I said. "Not overnight. But every spoonful is a small act of healing." 10 weeks later, Carla called me, full of joy. "Doctor, yesterday I spent 3 hours pulling weeds in my garden, without any meds, small food, big comeback, salt, magnesium, fiber, the inflammation-fighting dream team." Chickpeas aren't just about protein. They're loaded with magnesium and soluble fiber, two hidden weapons against joint pain. 79 mg magnesium per 100 g cooked, helps relax muscles, calm inflamed nerves, and promote deep, healing sleep. Rich soluble fiber, stabilizes blood sugar, prevents post-meal inflammatory spikes, nourishes gut bacteria, which, surprise, play a huge role in reducing systemic inflammation. Pushpin Harvard Health, 2021, 1 cup of chickpeas per day lowered inflammatory markers, IL-6, TNF-alpha, significantly in adults aged 50 to 75 after 6 weeks. Fork and knife with plate. Simple, delicious ways to eat chickpeas for healthier joints. 1. Classic hummus, 1 can chickpeas, 1 tablespoon extra virgin olive oil, 1 garlic clove, 1 tablespoon fresh lemon juice, blend until smooth, perfect for dipping veggies or spreading on whole grain toast. 2. Crispy roasted chickpeas, drain and rinse canned chickpeas, toss with olive oil, sea salt, turmeric, and a pinch of chili powder, roast at 180 degrees Celsius 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 minutes, crunchy, satisfying, and anti-inflammatory, way better than chips. 3. Hearty chickpea vegetable soup, simmer chickpeas with carrots, celery, and potatoes, season with black pepper and cumin, a comforting, joint-loving meal perfect for chilly evenings. Chickpeas aren't a trendy superfood, they're smart, humble, and quietly powerful. Just like the best kind of medicine, you don't have to live with aching knees and a stiff back. You can choose a different path, starting with the spoonfuls you eat every day. Chickpeas don't just fill your stomach. They quietly, steadily nourish your joints, one bite at a time. And coming up next, we'll explore a food that's soft, unassuming, and often overlooked, yet it holds the secret to rebuilding cartilage and unlocking joint flexibility. Backhand index pointing right. Tofu, the quiet powerhouse from soybeans. Puzzle piece. Tofu, a simple food, a powerful healing tool. When you think about foods that fight arthritis pain, you probably don't picture that soft, white block tucked away in the back of your fridge. It's humble, it's not plastered with organic labels, it doesn't have flashy marketing campaigns, but after more than 25 years researching cartilage health and chronic inflammation, I can tell you, tofu is one of the most powerful prescriptions you'll never find in a pill bottle. Eat it 2 to 3 times a week, and you're giving your joints a real chance to heal. Brain. Why is soy, tofu, such a rare gem for aging joints? Soybeans, the foundation of tofu, are one of the only plant foods that provide all 9 essential amino acids your body can't make on its own. Why does that matter? Because you need these amino acids to rebuild collagen, they repair damaged cartilage, they preserve the muscle fibers that keep your joints stable, and guess what? Most older adults don't get enough high-quality protein anymore, leading to weaker joints, thinner cartilage, and faster degeneration. Pushpin American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2020. Older adults consuming a full-spectrum plant protein diet, especially soy-based, maintained better cartilage density. 18 to 25% higher, compared to low-protein groups. Collision isoflavones, the gold molecule in tofu. Tofu is naturally packed with isoflavones, a special class of plant compounds that act a little like a soft whisper of estrogen in the body. But don't worry, they don't mess with your hormones in a harmful way. Instead, they reduce cytokine production, the bad guys that trigger inflammation, improve joint flexibility, protect bone density, especially in postmenopausal women who are at higher risk of arthritis. Pushpin Rheumatology Today, 2021. Individuals eating tofu 4 times a week had IL-6, a key inflammatory marker, levels that were 32% lower. Harold, 69, the carpenter who got his hands back. Harold was a retired carpenter when he came to see me. His wrists were inflamed and weak. He couldn't even grip a screwdriver or handle small tools anymore. When we looked at his diet, I saw the usual culprits: too much red meat, hardly any veggies, 0 tofu. He thought it was bland and weird. I made a simple suggestion: steam some tofu, drizzle it with low-sodium soy sauce, sprinkle fresh ginger, and pair it with some leafy greens. 6 weeks later, Harold walked back into my office, grinning from ear to ear. "Doc, my hands are steady again. I even finished building a model ship." Test tube. What else does tofu bring to the table besides protein? Nutrient role in joint health. Omega-3 fats reduce joint inflammation, nourish soft tissues, calcium strengthen bones, reduce osteoporosis risk, vitamin D enhance calcium absorption, regulate immunity, magnesium relax muscles, reduce cramps, stabilize heart rhythm, iron zinc support tissue repair, collagen production, immune resilience. Pushpin Nutrition Metabolism, 2022. Those who consumed tofu with leafy greens showed a 40% lower inflammatory response compared to those who ate red meat, fork and knife with plate. How to easily add tofu into your weekly routine. 1. Steamed tofu with ginger. Slice soft tofu, steam gently with fresh ginger and scallions, drizzle with low-sodium soy sauce. Simple, comforting, healing. 2. Crispy pan-seared tofu. Use firm tofu, press out the water, cut into bite-sized cubes, pan-fry lightly in olive oil until golden brown, perfect with a veggie stir-fry. 3. Tofu stir-fry with turmeric. Tofu, broccoli, carrots, add black pepper and turmeric, quick sauté in olive oil, a colorful, anti-inflammatory powerhouse on your plate. Megaphone. Important tips for using tofu. White heavy checkmark. Choose organic or non-GMO tofu whenever possible. White heavy checkmark. Pair with turmeric, black pepper, and ginger to amplify anti-inflammatory benefits. White heavy checkmark. Avoid deep frying in heavy oils. White heavy checkmark. Rinse pre-packaged tofu to reduce sodium content. You don't have to look far for healing. Sometimes, the simplest things, like a piece of soft tofu, carry the most powerful medicine inside. No flashy labels, no overnight promises, just consistent, gentle nourishment. One small block of tofu, one giant step toward stronger, happier joints. And up next, don't miss the tiniest, most powerful natural anti-inflammatory seed on the planet, a black pearl that could quietly change your life. Backhand index pointing right. Chia seeds, tiny but mighty warriors against arthritis. Seedling small but mighty. Have you ever looked at a chia seed, tinier than the head of a pin, and thought, how could something so small possibly help with my aching knees? I used to wonder that too, until I started recommending chia seeds to my patients over 60. those dealing with stiff wrists, swollen knees, aching spines. And what happened was nothing short of remarkable. Magnifying glass tilted left. Why are chia seeds so effective for arthritis? 1. A plant-based omega-3 powerhouse, in just 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, about 28 grams, you get a whopping 4.9 grams of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, one of the strongest plant-based forms of omega-3 fatty acids. What do omega-3s do? Lower cytokine production, the inflammatory chemicals. Reduce soft tissue swelling around joints, help regulate blood pressure and oxidative stress, 2 silent drivers of arthritis. Pushpin. The Journal of Nutrition, Health Aging, 2017, individuals consuming 25 grams of chia seeds daily experienced a 23% drop in CRP, C-reactive protein, levels within just 8 weeks. 2. Packed with soluble fiber, stabilizing blood sugar and lowering inflammation, chia seeds provide 10 grams of fiber in just 2 tablespoons, and much of that is soluble fiber. This slows down the absorption of sugars into your bloodstream, helping you avoid the blood sugar spikes that fan the flames of inflammation. Pushpin. Stanford University Research, 2020. A diet rich in soluble fiber reduced systemic inflammation by up to 35% in adults over 55 years old. 3. Loaded with calcium, magnesium, and zinc, the unsung heroes for joint health. Nutrient amount, per 28 g, roll for your joints. Calcium 179 mg strengthens bone structure, magnesium 95 mg relaxes muscles, eases nerve pain, zinc 1.3 mg reduces inflammation, rebuilds tissue. 1 spoonful of chia seeds a day helps stabilize your body's electrolytes, reduces muscle stiffness, and protects fragile joints, especially shoulders, neck, and knees. Teresa, 68, back to yoga thanks to chia seeds. Teresa had taught yoga for most of her life, but by 67, she had to step away. Her knees were too swollen. She couldn't hold poses. Every movement hurt. I gently suggested, don't rush. Start simple. Each morning, drink a glass of warm water soaked with chia seeds and a slice of lemon. Every day for 30 days. 2 months later, she sent me an email filled with joy. Doctor, I'm back to practicing downward dog again, after a whole year. And I'm still drinking my chia water every morning. Fork and knife with plate. Easy ways to add chia seeds into your routine. 1. Morning chia water, joint detox ritual. 1 tablespoon chia seeds, 250 milliliters warm water. 1 slice of lemon, soak for 15 minutes and drink. 2. Oatmeal booster, add 1 tablespoon of chia seeds into your morning oats, stir with peanut butter and crushed walnuts. 3. Anti-inflammatory smoothie, blend chia seeds with mango, kale, ginger, and turmeric. A powerhouse smoothie that loves your joints. 4. Chia pudding, overnight healing snack, 3 tablespoons chia seeds, 200 milliliters unsweetened almond milk, chill overnight, top with strawberries, bananas, and cashews. Warning: important tips for using chia seeds. White heavy checkmark, always soak them properly before eating, they absorb a lot of water. White heavy checkmark, drink plenty of water throughout the day. White heavy checkmark, start with a small amount if you're new to chia seeds. Tiny, humble, silent, but when added consistently to your diet, chia seeds quietly start reversing inflammation, bite by bite. No loud claims, no instant miracles, just steady, natural healing over time. 1 tiny seed, 1 powerful step toward a stronger, more flexible body. And now, my friend, your healing journey is just getting started. Let's wrap it all together in our final part. The conclusion that will inspire you to take action starting today. Backhand index pointing right. Stay tuned for the closing section. Your action plan to healthier joints. Brain. A recap of the 4 healing foods we discovered together. Dear friend, if you're still here with me now, it tells me something important. You're ready. You're tired of living with constant joint pain. You're ready to take your health back into your own hands. Over this journey, we've uncovered 4 simple plant-based proteins that have the power to change your life. Lentils, small but mighty, rebuilding and soothing your inflamed joints. Chickpeas, the golden shield, protecting your knees, spine, and connective tissue. Tofu, the humble healer, regenerating cartilage and strengthening muscles. chia seeds, tiny black gems, bursting with omega-3s, fiber, calcium, and magnesium. These aren't miracle superfoods, they're real foods, honest, affordable, and within your reach, foods that have helped hundreds of my patients walk easier, sleep better, and smile more. Older adult, don't wait until things get worse. Listen, I know a lot of people believe that aging has to mean living with pain, stiffness, and helplessness. But it doesn't. Aging isn't a punishment, it's simply a reminder. Take better care of yourself, today. Not tomorrow. Not someday. But today. Greenheart. The greatest lesson I've learned over 30 years of medicine, it's not some magic pill that changes your life, it's the tiny, repeated choices you make, every single day. Every bowl of lentils. You're laying another brick on the road to stronger knees. Every spoonful of chia seeds. You're dialing down the fires of inflammation in your body. Every piece of tofu or handful of chickpeas. You're giving your joints the tools to repair themselves, naturally, safely, powerfully. Healing doesn't come all at once, it comes meal by meal. Bite by bite. Day by day. Speech balloon. Now it's your turn. Speak up, take action. Megaphone. I would love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these 4 foods before? What's the biggest challenge you're facing in your healing journey? Would you like me to share more meal ideas, simple exercises, or tips for joint pain relief? Backhand index pointing right. Drop a comment below and let's start a conversation. I personally read every message, and I'll answer as many as I can. Bell. And don't forget, if you found this video helpful, please hit that like button. It helps YouTube share this message with more people who desperately need it. And subscribe to Better Health After 50 to get new videos every week filled with real advice from a real doctor. Science-backed healing foods, simple, hopeful steps to live your best life after 50. Seedling. I'll leave you with a quote I truly believe in. We can't rewind time, but we can absolutely rewind our health, simply by being kinder to our bodies, one meal at a time. Folded hands. Thank you for spending your precious time with me. I can't wait to see you in the next video, where I'll show you one simple morning habit that can ease your joint pain in just the first week. This is Dr. James, from Better Health After 50, wishing you strength, joy, and freedom in every step you take. See you soon.